What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Mr. Moonman11 here with an AD Shyvana jungle guide. Shyvana is a great tanky jungler whose abilities make her deal quite a bit of damage as well. After watching this guide, you should be able to have a pretty good understanding of how to play Shyvana effectively and carry your team to victory again and again. Onto the Masteries page, we'll be running Thunderlords because the 2011 film Thor was one of the best movies to date, alongside the B movie, which earned an A+ in my heart, and M. Night Shyamalan's The Last Airbender. Like, come on, we get it, you vape. For runes, you can pick between more attack damage or more attack speed, since both play a valuable role with Shyvana. The AD rune page will give you more damage on your Thunderlords hits, but your attack speed page on the other hand will allow you to use your Q more often since its cooldown is based off of auto attacks. It'd be like getting a fast pass at Disneyland, you'd be going through Q so fast. Now once you've decided which rune page to use, grab some friends and get into a game. And when I say grab some friends, I do actually mean for you to physically grasp a body part of one of your friends, but preferably the ear or the pinky toe, just somewhere to make it awkward. Anyway, once you and your friends, if they still are your friends after your weird groping session, get in a game, get yourself a nice hunter's machete, 3 pots, and a fancy little warding trinket. Since Shyvana doesn't use mana, we're going to start on the red buff side, and since they're there to help, have your teammates leash the Krugs with you. Now people might stop and ask you why you and your friends are walking your giant pet rocks on a leash, so just tell them some guy from the internet told you to, and ask your parents before going online. Now once you smash those rocks like you're gonna smash that like button, head on over to red buff after leveling up your W. And while you fight, it's time for some fun League of Legends lore. Shyvana actually used to date the red buff Brambleback until she caught him cheating on her with Becky in the fresh produce section of a Dollar General. And before you tell me, Moo Man, that's not true League of Legends lore. There's no way the League writers would write something so unbelievable like a Dollar General having a fresh produce section. All I have to say is, it was a very fancy Dollar General. Now that you've got some extra help from smiting that cheating jerk red buff, go to Popeyes for some low quality chicken. Start your order off with 1 small nugget, then use your Q on the big nugget for an immediate auto attack reset. Then hit the other 2 little guys and activate your W for some hot and spicy chicken wings served with a smile, the Popeyes way. Upgrade your E to get your shooty flame ball of death on your way to the wolf camp and initiate the fight, making sure to pan-sear each wolf along the way. Keep fighting until your wolf meat is almost done, serve with a side of roasted carrots and au gratin potatoes, and pair it with a nice Pinot Grigio. And as a side note, your E doesn't actually do much damage on its own, so we'll just call it the shooty flame ball of first degree burns. There is, however, an on-hit percentage of total health dealt as magic damage, so it's a good idea to make sure your target has been hit by your E. At this point, your health may be getting sorta low, so drop by your friend Scuttle's house for his big annual potluck dinner. This year you're in charge of one of the main courses, so why not cook up an extra batch of wolf meat for all of Scuttle's friends to enjoy? While you're chatting, don't forget to ask how Scuttle's wife Sandra's doing ever since her gastric bypass surgery went horribly wrong a few weeks back and left her without a stomach or a sense of self-worth. After you're inevitably asked to leave, go comfort Blue Buff since he wasn't invited to Scuttle's superb supper for the 6th year in a row. Blue then started talking crap about Scuttle and how he used to think Sandra was the most beautiful creature in all of League and that Scuttle just stole her from Blue Buff because he's got a devilishly handsome figure, a great personality, and loads of character, and that's not okay with you because no one talks crap about Scuttle that way around you. So do the only natural thing when someone calls a friend a bad name, and kill Blue. Then go kill that frog too, because he said your wolf meat was overcooked and practically just burned cardboard at Scuttle's potluck party. Now that you've mugged those 2 and looted through their wallets, you've miraculously got some money to spend. Why not treat yourself for once? So call an Uber driver to come drop you off at Neiman Marcus so you can get yourself that fancy Stalker's Blade all those infomercials have been raving about. But no Stalker's Blade is complete without a matching diamond ring, so have Richard the Uber driver take you to Zales next. Upon reaching their fine establishment, the salesman tells you they're all out of diamonds, but they do have some giant rocks they can't seem to get rid of. Luckily for you, you're a fire-breathing dragon lady, so just apply some heat and pressure and voila, diamonds! Isn't science wonderful? But everyone knows there's no point in buying something fancy unless you can show it off to other people to let them know how much better than them you are, so go casually showcase your fancy new Stalker's Blade to your jungle friends. Buying fancy things is kinda like working out. If you don't post pictures of yourself breaking a sweat pumping those 5-pound weights like a boss, was there even really a point in doing it? Here's a hint, no! And of course, of all your jungle friends, Scuttle is the most important, so swing by and show him how swole you've gotten since you went to the gym 27 weeks ago according to your posts on Instagram. And since you're a gym right now, go stop by Academy Sports and Outdoors to get yourself all the latest in Nike apparel and a recurve bow since you're thinking about picking up archery too. Now, you've been through your jungle 2 complete times now and haven't ganked a lane once, and don't worry, some games will be like that. Playing the role of a jungler effectively means taking advantage of your surroundings while keeping up in level. You're no good to your team if you just sit in a lane either wasting time or leeching your teammates' XP. You'd practically be the jungling equivalent of a horror movie about a sloth. I mean, yeah, you've got massive claws and junk, but it's not like you're ever gonna hurt the ditzy blonde if she's much bigger, stronger, and faster than you, and I mean, come on, you're a sloth. So, if no opportunity presents itself for a gank, don't feel like you have to waste your time, like when it's finals week and you have so much stuff to study for that you procrastinate by watching some soppy love story on Netflix or decide to become an international drug kingpin. Instead, just go farm in your jungle some more. Within no time, you'll have enough money to upgrade your Stalker's Blade into a Devourer. And since you're thinking of joining that cross-country team after your archery tournament, why not pick up some tier 1 boots to make you go faster than an alien spaceship hurtling through the void of space at the speed of slightly faster than walking. Then you're off on your merry quest to get to 30 stacks, which is ironically the same name as my upcoming documentary about obesity in America and how it has been single-handedly caused by IHOP's amazing deals on pancakes. Like, come on IHOP, $7.99 for unlimited pancakes at participating locations for a limited time? Are you trying to kill me with light buttery flapjacks? Cause you know it's working, girl. And what better way to get stacks for your Devourer than to secure your team the first dragon and take down Scuttle in the process? And, oh god, the enemy jungler has killed my poor Scuttle. Now we'll never win. Nah, you'll be fine. In fact, this is your opportunity to show off your amazing dodging and trading skills. Like that one guy always said, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a super deadly spear chucked at you by some old cat lady. I'm pretty sure those were his exact words. And since Dragon is currently being protected for the enemy team by the almighty Scuttle, just go up north with your top laner to Santa's workshop where Mega Scuttle has been working part-time. After a short discussion about how he's not reaching his full potential, Mega Scuttle will quit his unfulfilling job as a Christmas elf to go search for a better career and give you 5 stacks towards your Devourer for motivating him to finally stand up to his fat slob of a boss who only comes into work like once a year. And pro tip for when you're giving those motivational speeches to Mega Scuttle, give him a reassuring love tap with your Q whenever he opens his eye to cry so you can deal massively increased damage, cause we don't want to see none of that unmanly crying crap during your amazing motivational speech. Now you're finally ready to show off your hot new body to the enemy team cause all that cross-country archery and weightlifting seems to have paid off. Ash, however, is unimpressed by your archery skills and plays the old who has the bigger arrow game and just whips hers out on you. Gotta be honest, you're a little stunned, but you snap out of it when Nidalee joins the competition with her puny stick and you can't help but laugh, cause I mean, come on, look at that little thing. Lux decides to say hi, but it's not like 3-olds could realistically damage you in any significant way, so just shrug it off and flash your mastery with your friend Scuttle and one of your YouTube subscribers who messaged you in a game once, so now you're best friends. Since you're already on a roll like a guy who accidentally sat on a biscuit, why not assert your dominance as the Alpha Dragon by attacking the actual dragon on the map? But before you initiate the fight, wait until you're out of your ultimate form since attacking while your ultimate is active only prolongs the current dragon state. Therefore, it's better to wait a few seconds and start charging up your ult during this fight rather than not having it later at a crucial juncture. If that were the case, I guess you could say your ult would actually be dragging you down. Then when you think you're ready to go back to base to spend some of that hard-earned moolah, an enemy shows up, ults for no good reason, and then decides to make a series of unfortunate plays. But after some tricky counterplays, it looks like this Count Olaf is finally out of the picture. Unfortunately, some douchebag Cheshire cat comes out of nowhere to take your teammate to Wonderland, never to be seen or heard from again. But that's okay, cause all your jungle monsters are up. So just pay each of them a quick visit, then finally recall so you can pick up some more items from Nordstrom's. Head on over to the newly renovated women's outdoor rugged wear and swords section to grab yourself the cute new dress your friend sent you a picture of on your MySpace page, as well as the component parts for Blade of the Ruin King, and why not pick up some matching boots of swiftness to pull the whole outfit together. Now that it's past 17 minutes, you'll want to make sure you get sated if you aren't already. Now some games go by really fast and you get sated by 14 minutes, and some are really slow and it can take more than 20 minutes, but realistically you'll want to make sure you have all 30 stacks by roughly 18. Now the Paris Fashion Week is coming up soon, so it's time to start practicing your model walk. But when you're about to start showing off your killer caps to Scuttle, Miss Brazil shows up with her panther trying to steal your spotlight, and that just won't fly. You, on the other hand, can. Then finish what she started, cause Scuttle wins games. Check in on your mid laner to see if they need any help. When the enemy goes to war, just completely melt their face off, like in Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. And since time is running out before Baron spawns, head towards Mega Scuttle again, and while you wait for your top laner, go thank Scuttle for hosting that lovely potluck dinner the other night. By the way, I don't think I mentioned it too terribly much this game, so Scuttle wins games. Now, when playing League, you've got to remember that it's a team game, like 2-player solitaire or Minesweeper. So keep an eye out for teammates who have a knack for getting themselves into sticky situations, like when an underground nuclear reactor goes critical, has a meltdown, and subsequently triggers an earthquake that destroys a honey bottling factory, and it just gets all that sticky honey everywhere. Now once you save their life, go take Nidalee's just for fun, then head back to Office Depot to gather more school supplies and finish building that Blade of the Ruin King. Since you're starting to deal a lot of damage, it's a good idea to begin building armor or magic resist, so start building a maw and make like a baby and head out. At this point, there's no need to be farming in your jungle much anymore, so just farm the enemy team. And at some point, you're going to have to win the game, so group up with your team or go split push while they keep them busy. Shyvana's a great split pusher and can usually take other champs in 1v1 as long as you can dodge stuns in those darn percussion sections with their snares. Now, something I find happens a lot when you carry your team really hard is they just don't want to leave your side. Teammates can be like your loyal shadow or a virus that you've had for 3 weeks and just can't seem to get rid of. So if need be, just stick around long enough for your teammates to start dying off while you continue to pick up kills and barely get damaged. And if you find that you're starting to get really ahead of the enemy team, it's fun to not go back to base for a while and let them catch up an item so the fights are at least a little more even. But eventually you will have to go back, and for your final build, complete the Maul Malmortius for more AD and MR, a Thornmail for more armor, and a Guardian's Angel for a bit of both. With this build, Shyvana is quite hard for any team to burst down, making her an excellent frontline in team fights, and her first few items give her enough damage to scare the enemy team away just by being in her presence. As your team goes to make the final push, make sure to miss your ult so that everyone knows you can pick people off just as easily without it. After that, take the inner turrets and the inhibitors to pad your score like an insecure male model about to do his first Calvin Klein underwear photo shoot. And before you win the game, try to pick up a few more kills, then cry internally as your poppy accidentally hits the nexus instead of the enemy you were about to kill. But it's okay, because when you see that victory screen, you'll know the enemy team is thinking, man, that Shyvana just shivved me at the bottom. Well, there you go. There's your AD Shyvana jungle guide.